Right, we're up.
Wait a second, I just want to check one little thing.
Blepus.
We're missing someone from the game.
Oh, we are.
See them all on campus.
Lorgans.
I know.
Memory.
I have to press the button.
Push the button. Wrong button, Lorenz. Why do we even have that button?
Because KTP is silly. That's why.
I mean, this is true. My silliness is the reason for many things.
Launchy gamey thingy.
My big question is, where the fuck am I?
You are.
You drank too much.
Inverted.
So the Scuzzbrow, you hated the Scuzzbrow so much that when you got introduced to the beer of this town, the highly acclaimed Highbrow, you just couldn't stop drinking it. You passed out, and you were out for days.
Wait, days?
Yeah,
Oh, it's been days, has it?
yeah. Everyone else went
Later.
shopping and got cool new toys.
Yeah, well, that's what I get for sleeping.
Hey, but here's the thing.
Hey.
We are going to have a little bit more downtime before we get back into the action because Kazuma's not even in town. Well, Spring isn't.
Oh. Well, of course Kazuma's not in town. He's not even in this realm.
But she might be.
Oh.
How do you know this isn't the real world?
Kill the streamer!
Aw, no, don't go saying that shit. I'm gonna boop you so hard.
Eat the streamer.
Okay, I do like eating things.
Yeet the streamer.
I do not think I'd have the strength to yeet Kazuma.
Are you calling
Maybe
Kazuma
boost him
fat?
slightly. No. I'm a pansy.
I mean, all we have to do is just work together. We can yeet him.
Teamwork.
Makes the...
Okay. Last time on Idiot Ball Z.
I don't like that because it spells idiot balls.
Sorry, a little goblin slipped out there.
There's his goblin laugh.
Her.
Tempest.
So, last time on Neon Genesis Fuzzy Galleon.
But that one's worse. It didn't roll off the tongue as well.
Invented the fucking light bulb.
Jesus Christ, how long was I drunk?
Yes, Thackeray has invented a primitive light bulb.
Indeed.
Well, this is the wrong notebook.
Derp.
I opened it up and there's something about Rowena. That's a different campaign altogether.
And
here we are.
Remy, he took Rowan to the blacksmith and got himself a fancy new weapon, which KTP hasn't seen yet, so I'm just gonna boop that up on the screen for everybody.
Oh. It looks like clouds.
It's called a Sky Steel Glaive, and
I see that.
Will bleed.
Yee.
I like the typo.
What do you mean?
You spelled
glaive.
You spelled glaive wrong.
Well, you can suck.
You what are you gonna fill it
suck
there?
my carburetor, good sir.
Suck my carburetor.
So you're telling me to die? Wow, that's harsh. Carburetors emit CO2. That's certain death.
I didn't tell you to inhale it. I told you to suck.
Just form suction on it.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
Just going like, I don't know what the fuck I'm
Kiss
hearing.
my radiator, you silly raccoon.
No.
Anyway. So, let's see.
Spring went all the way back to Waywern on a horse.
A horse.
He was riding through the desert on a horse with no legs.
So where are we exactly? Are we Mistaken Village or Imble or where?
You and Rowan and Thack are all in Mistaken Village,
Okay.
and Spring is like here.
I'm trying to decide if my brain is actually on right now. With all the
Yes.
insanity.
Mine's generally never on.
Anyway, so I guess our recap, and then we hit whatever thing you think is relevant, I guess. Flip.
Okay, so let's just go in the order that people appear on the bottom of the screen. So, KTP, you have woken up in a drunken stupor 3 days after consuming 5 bottles, enormous bottles of highbrow.
And you're still stuck in a drunken stupor. How do you feel?
He's not still drunk. He's just hungover.
I'm just in a stupor.
Is this the Hangover KTP edition?
This is the
Yeah.
This is the hangover.
KTP was on the roof
He's
the whole time.
He's having the hangover after the hangover.
I hated those movies. I refused to watch them.
Me too.
Sometimes it's fun to watch a bad movie, though.
Not that bad.
Okay, yeah, sometimes it's fun to watch a bad movie, but not to watch an abortion.
Wow, that's not really stream appropriate.
That's
I
Okay.
apologize. That's just my opinion on those movies. That's how horrible they are. Well, I'm going to shut up now and move on.
Okay, so you've woken up. Oh, also,
What have you done to me?
we didn't properly allocate gold. I'm going to leave the task of allocating gold to somebody elected by all of you. Each of you elect somebody other than yourself.
Remy.
Oh, are you electing the character or the player?
The character who will divvy out all the gold.
I'd probably say Kib.
Oh, I would not trust Gib with money.
Or Thackeray at that rate, because Thackeray is like very smart.
I'd say Thackeray.
Okay, so we have one
Okay.
vote for Rowan, 1 vote for Thack.
2 votes for
Alright.
Thack.
Was it 2 votes? Okay, so so you guys just gonna choose Thack?
Yeah.
Okay, Thack handles the money.
I guess I'm already going to be handling business finances.
Hey, you can
Now
say you
you-
already have.
The android is going to hold the finances in his sack. Not that sack, though. That one's for later.
Now you can handle our finances too.
I need to smack you.
He is a brilliant sorcerer.
I'm leaving this game.
No. You're not allowed, you're already one of us. Come on, everybody.
It's too late. It's too late. You can't escape.
One
Gooble gobble. Gooble gobble.
What?
of us. One of
One
us.
of us.
One
One
of
of us.
One
Google
of
gobble.
us.
Google gobble.
KTP, get back in your turkey.
Moving along.
KTP, what is Kim doing?
Probably. Okay, where was he left in a room, or is he just
Yeah,
out?
he's in a room in the inn, and I'm depositing some money onto your character sheet that you should have had but didn't.
Okay. Oh, I can find my character sheet. There's my character sheet.
Oh, they changed the layout a little bit.
Oh,
The gold and stuff is now at the top.
yeah, I like that.
Me too. It's a lot
And they
easier
put
to
it in order from least to most, and still have Electrum in there for some reason. Okay.
I like that the last one's called Pee Pee.
They're photo points.
Yeah,
Performance points.
let's go with that. So KTP, what is Skip doing?
He's probably staring at the ceiling, wondering where he is, what happened, why he's awake.
Questioning his own morality, his existence.
Yeah. Eventually he'll look out a window reluctantly. He'll
Did you
reel
get up and
away
go out
from
the
it.
window?
He'll finally get up and go look out a window to see what time of day it is.
As he gets up, there's a loud noise as two bottles of empty bottles of highbrow roll off the bed and like roll across the floor and clank into the wall.
Oh, that explains a lot. Cheap. What time is it? Does it look early morning, midday,
When you look
night?
outside, there's a lot of smoke rising from chimneys, but um, the sun is like a little bit higher in the sky. You can not a bit higher, but like it doesn't look like sunset. So it seems like it's morning and people are just starting up their fires to
Yeah.
eat breakfast.
Okay. Well, before leaving the room, he's going to make sure that he's actually dressed.
Okay, let's see how dressed you are. Let's make a dressed check.
Don't you dare.
Yes.
Don't you dare make me do this.
Yes.
Don't you dare make
Do
me
it.
do this.
Let's
Do
see
it.
if he was
Do it.
frolicking earlier.
You are wearing your jacket.
Listen. Kim is awake. He's sober. He can put clothes on.
No.
He's not drunk.
No.
No. We're talking about what you wake up with.
Oh.
You wake up in just your coat.
Hmm.
The rest of your clothes are, well, let's be honest, everywhere.
You had a wild
Right.
party.
I don't remember owning a coat. Because he just has a fucking robe.
Uh,
Well, maybe you wanted a sick game of fucking poker the other one of
He's
those
gonna be-
3 nights.
He's gonna be looking at this coat like, whose coat is this?
This is the Hangover D&D edition.
He's taking the coat off, putting his robe on, and then he's leaving the room.
okay, look in your inventory.
What have you done? Let me see.
Nothing.
I now have a leather coat. What?
You've woken up with a leather coat.
Well, that's staying in the room.
Too bad it's
No.
not a 4 strength, 4 stam leather belt.
Ooh. Ooh, level 18.
No, I'm shoving this. No, I'm not leaving this coat in the room. I'm shoving it in my my backpack because I don't want to wear this out and someone be like, "Hey, that's my coat." But I'm
I'll be
not
honest,
leaving
I rolled
it.
a d4 on how much you were wearing, and it came up with a 1.
Jesus Christ! At least I wasn't wearing shoes, because then I would have more questions.
The journeys of the drunk, horny satyr.
Seriously.
Hey, we don't know if he's had schmoodly poop, and that's up to him.
All I'm
Really?
gonna say, all I'm going to say is let's hope that he's not an actual like historical depiction of a satyr, because otherwise that's really awkward for every situation.
I don't know what the historical depictions of satyrs actually are. I haven't seen one. Or at least if I have, I probably blocked it out of my mind.
KTP, to put it very simply, you'd constantly be standing at attention.
Oh my God, you're right. I remember.
Hey, at least he'd have a place to put his hat when he goes inside.
I don't wear hats.
Just imagine, KTP stands by the door. People start using him as a coat rack.
I mean,
And
they
then
would do
one
that.
Or
dwarf
he can use
hangs
it as a
his,
kickstand.
and then the one dwarf hangs his coat there.
If he gets
I-
tired, he can use it as a kickstand. It's okay.
And you guys
Wow,
told
Steve,
and you guys
wow.
told me not to be fucking lewd.
Those words have never come out of my mouth
Hey,
ever.
I
You
did say
fuck.
that it was bad. I outright said that it's legitimately a thing that, like, when I heard about it as a historical depiction of what a satyr was considered, I was like, wow, well, that is okay.
Well, they have 3 horns, not just 2.
Enough.
And one
Anyway,
is
Moving
definitely a
along.
horn of
Moving on.
plenty.
Moving on.
Kib will. He'll ease his way downstairs, see if anyone looks angry, if there's any like destruction or anything before he goes out and gets breakfast.
I want you to roll a perception check for me.
Oh no.
Please be a 1. Please be a 1.
I'm guessing
Please
someone
be a
might
1.
wink at him.
Please be a 1. Please be a 1.
I mean, there's technically ones in it. 13.
Okay, so you walk by a board that you know is used to track the date,
Uh-huh.
and it was the 76th day of the third season, or sorry, the fourth season, and so you went from the 73rd, and you've just woken up on the 76th. Or rather, the 70. No, it would be the 77th day.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
Looking at the stream.
What?
Look particularly at my VC face.
Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah, what about it?
Something is there. Something's not there that should be there.
Your nose?
The entire interface is not animated.
Oh my god, your nose is missing.
His nose is chroma keyed.
Nice.
Also, why? Also, why is that not? Why is that not? That should be.
Did you
Kazoma,
say
you
to
have a
only
hole
move
in your
once?
face. You should have 2 tiny ones, not 1 big one.
Anyway. Yeah, Kib's gonna stare at the date for a couple of minutes, like, that doesn't explain a lot, but probably a little. Then he's gonna ignore it and go get food because apparently it's been 3 days since he ate, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going with T's theory. Someone booped him so hard.
Boopity boop.
I think
He
it's
got
the
in. He got into a vicious boop bar brawl.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go searching through Xanathar's guide for the possible things that could happen while you're drunk, because that is
Okay.
actually a list you can roll on.
Oh my god.
Hey, KTP. Please,
What?
yes. I want to hear what he rolls up.
Let's see. Okay, KTP, I would
Uh-huh.
like you to roll the check to see how bad what happened when you're drunk was.
Okay, what do I roll?
Please roll me a d20, unmodified.
2.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, so let's just say that when you were drunk. Let me look at your character sheet here. For
Uh-oh.
consideration.
What have you what have y'all done to me?
Well, he's gonna tell us. Don't worry. Well, maybe
I'm-
worry. I don't know.
I'm very worried. You cannot tell me otherwise. As long as I haven't woken up with a heart tattoo saying Bubba on my butt, I'm fine.
What?
I don't know. I feel like that's a thing that someone would drunkenly do in Vegas. T silence is not filling me with confidence.
So, I want you to. So, here's the thing.
Hmm.
As you're walking, you feel a little bit of an ouch in your leg.
Oh no.
And that's when you realize, just by the feeling, you've got stitches in your leg.
Oh.
Like,
Um,
right on the outside of your thigh. There's, like, a place where you've got stitches.
Well, at least it's not my abdomen. Then I'd worry about organ harvesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess he might have a shaved spot there too.
Yes.
I'm
It would
I'm
have
going
to be.
to I'm gonna. Okay, that's pretty high up. That's pretty high up on my leg, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like just above your knee, up to halfway up your thigh.
Yeah, I can't just lift my robe to look at that. I'd flash everyone, so I'm not going to do that. Uh,
Well, it's your fault for not wearing underwear.
look,
Yeah,
Kim takes a Scottish approach to this robe. Damn it!
I guess
I
we're
don't
gonna have
think
a
any
strip
underwear would
tease
fit him.
when he lifts his robe a bit.
I'm not going to look at this. I'll lift it up enough to see my knees, up there, but no further.
There's not going to be any damage down there. It seems normal.
But I feel stitches.
You said just enough to show your knees. It's above your knee.
No, I mean just above the knees. What I meant, because like. Hmm.
I like this.
It's probably
Leather-
about 4 inches long.
Woke up with a leather jacket, and I have a cut on my leg. Did I get into a West Side Story situation?
You got into many things, my friend.
Hmm. He needs to. He needs to. He
You
needs
have
to
now
think.
been handed a piece of flattened bread, like it's like not flattened, but like flat bread
Hmm.
with hash browns and I forgot if Kib is vegan or vegetarian.
Vegan.
Okay, so it's just like vegetables and hash browns wrapped up. You've got a breakfast burrito. And the other thing that you note is that the bar looks quite different now. It's got a lot more decorations. Like it's got some frilly things around.
Huh. Well, I do remember the previous owner is dead, so new owner probably redecorated. Huh. Most of this is internal thought. He's not actually saying all
Yeah.
of this out loud, by the way.
Yeah.
He'll eat his burrito and go see if he can find anyone, one of his friends. Assuming they're still friends with him after apparently he got into a drunken knife fight in a leather jacket. I feel like they have no idea he did all this. That they left him drunk, and then after they left, all of this happened.
Well, basically, Thac's been usually across the street the entire time.
Spring was out of town.
So yeah, I guess if he's pointed towards his friends, he'd be pointed across the street to
The theater.
yeah, I guess that's where y'all would be, I guess, or at least one of you.
That's where Thack is.
Yeah. Kay will poke his head into the front door of the theater and look around, because last time he went in there, it was a haunted mess.
So what does he see this time? What is Thack doing?
So currently, Thack has he probably by this point has already negotiated a deal with the that other merchant regarding things like lighting and things like that, and is probably like if they came back over, probably having an interesting disgusting on not disgusting a discussion
Oh, that's interesting, disgusting. I'm gonna close the door and leave.
no an interesting discussion about about different manufacturing processes and how they vary from here, and maybe some of what he might remember from home. Go like, wait, you don't have that kind of tool? is that kind of discussion?
Yeah.
Basically, mercantile nerdiness. While he's basically wiring up the the spotlight system and things like that. And other than that, the place seems quite a bit cleaner. The lights, many of the boards that would obscure light from coming in have been stripped away, and depending on the budget so far, some of the windows might actually be being replaced.
Well, Kib will be like, huh. Hey, I'm awake.
Well, it's about time you're awake, you deviant.
I feel like that's fair, but also I don't know what happened.
Oh, it was a riot, man.
I get that feeling. Ow.
I think I'm tempted to just spare you the details.
Please. While I want to know about what happened before I came here, I don't want to know about what happened here.
By the way, how's your leg healing up?
I don't know what happened.
I don't really necessarily know how you got it either, but
I
stitching it
also
up
have.
was a bit of a pain.
I've been shaved. I feel as was necessary.
Well, how the hell else is someone supposed to clean a wound on a satyr's leg?
That's
You want
fair.
the fuzz getting down in the wound?
Well, no. It's fair. I woke up with a leather jacket. I don't know how I got that. I'm not
Don't
going
look
to
at me.
No, I wasn't.
Is Kim a
Wow.
part of a biker gang now?
I feel like I'm accidentally the leader.
As you're talking, you see this man. You can't tell exactly what race they are because they have kind of this really tight cowl over their head that is very almost like a balaclava, but the front of it has a Greek theater mask on it. And he's wearing the most garish purple robe with gold kind of inlays or embroidery on it. And he looks at you and he just goes, "Say, aren't you that fellow who tried to tightrope across the festival decorations the other day?"
I don't know. What are you wearing?
Clothes.
I suppose that's technically an answer.
Yeah, so that's what happened, and then someone basically had to rush me over with a bunch of stitches. No one ever told me exactly what happened.
Oh, it's
Why would
actually rather amazing. He tried to tightrope across the festival decorations. He landed on the clothing shop, tried to get up, and landed on the knife shop.
Oh my, that would explain why the wound was so deep.
Why would I even attempt to tightrope? I have hooves.
It's not my fault you decided to hit the goose a little bit hard.
But it's so good. You haven't been subjected to disgust, proudly hurt for so long.
Maybe I need to manage your finances so you can't go off and buy so much liquor in one go.
It was just the one time. I mean, sure, it's 3 days, but just one time.
Let me just put it this way. There's far worse things that have happened to people when they're drunk. Look at it
I
this
feel
way.
like I don't want to know.
At least you probably didn't wake up in bed with somebody.
I didn't check. I just put clothes on and looked out the window and left.
Do I hear a roll? Do I hear a D20 rolling?
Don't you dare.
Even or odd?
No. Don't you dare.
No, he's safe. He rolled a lucky number 7.
Well, I guess that depends on how you define lucky, doesn't it?
No, waking up to someone was lucky for Kib, because I'm not going into that. He's not spoken about it. He's not going to speak about it right now either.
Yeah. With that, I think I've gotten everything else. I go ahead and hook the storm bottle into the lights and adjust the little slider I set up to adjust the circuit to
Roll
check
me
the lighting.
an Arcana check.
I assume this is the light bulb.
Yes. I need a DC 8 here.
What screen did it let? There it is. Hang on. Ember shush. I don't need to know what you said.
Okay. You pop the bottle in very carefully with a leather glove,
Mm-hmm.
and instantly everything just lights up, and it creates... you wouldn't compare it to a modern spotlight, but it's definitely better than what you could produce with candles and mirrors.
It was, oh god, my eyes!
Well, it's aiming at the thing.
It's aiming at the stage.
Yes, but it's still so bright. Compared to candlelight, I would assume it's still very bright.
Ah, this did excellently. I invented the light bulb in it, Denver. Go on.
The kid's gonna stare fascinated until his eyes start hurting.
You know, I wouldn't advise staring in those things, especially from the other side.
It hurts.
Granted, they'd be designed so that as long as they're not looking down angled at them, they should be fine on the stage.
Exactly.
This is some interesting sorcery.
Interesting sorcery.
Well, it's hardly any sorcery. The only thing that really is what I'd per se magical is this lovely little storm in the bottle.
I like storms.
You hear a very small, like, lightning strike come from the bottle.
Ooh. Wait, lightning doesn't make noises, the thunder does.
Quite
I go
good.
ahead and close the protective hatch on it. Excellent.
You do notice that the box that you've put it in still lets out a small amount of noise every once in a while, but that probably won't distract from any, like... Once people are talking, it won't be very noticeable.
I go like, so, as we've discussed in the principles of that, this is basically going to be the outcome with this kind of particular lighting, as it were. I mean, I'm turning back to, I believe Fact probably asked his name at some point, but I don't think you ever gave us a name for the merchant.
He doesn't have a name. His name is Merchant.
That's a name.
He washed up
But-
on the island and couldn't remember his name. And nobody ever
Fair
gave
enough.
him one.
You know what? We need to come up with a better name for you sometime, man. One of
I
these days,
suppose
maybe.
so.
He's a merchant.
Granted, that's something that'll probably take
So-
time to come up with something appropriate that fits you. It's not something to always rush into.
Kip's gonna
That
think,
said,
but not say anything.
this is the thing. Typically, you're going to be able to adjust the kind of lighting you have by the glass cover you use, how well polished the interior of the sconce is, as well as the type of filament you use. All of these factors can vary in how it comes out. Now, I haven't experimented with all materials yet, so there may yet be some improvements or ways to vary it for different applications that I might implement.
I guess I should go about showing you how to make these candles then.
Sure, I believe we have a workshop somewhere we can go ahead and do that. It's always good to experiment and try something new.
Oh, lead the way.
Proceeds to wonder what
He goes ahead and heads back to the workshop. Like, I don't
Okay.
know if... Go ahead.
KTP, you see a very strange man in a purple
Mhm.
robe who has kind of like a wooden box, like kind of the
Oh.
size of a footlocker,
Mhm.
next to him. And as he starts walking with Thackeray, you see the footlocker start running after him like a dog.
Oh
With
god, it's
little wooden
Discworld.
legs.
It's Discworld. I love it.
I haven't
The luggage.
I've never actually read Discworld, so
T-Fox, that's
The
it.
game.
I'm going to have to force you to watch The Color of Magic with me.
fine. But
Quiet, you. um.
Of course you need popcorn, Freyr. You should have thought of that.
Kip's starting to bleat when it starts moving on its own.
it turns around and you just hear it go ruff. It starts running back towards its little master.
Kip's like, you know those scenes in little cartoons like Tom and Jerry and stuff where someone sees a mouse and they jump on a chair. They're standing on one leg.
Yeah.
He's basically doing that, but not on a chair. It's like,
Acrobatics
What?
check?
No.
I know, I'm fucking with him.
he's like,
How many different ways can we hurt Kib today?
Oh god.
we've
Let's
already
move
cut him.
focus to another person, so that things are fair. Rowan, what you doing?
Rowan would probably be he'd probably just be in the somewhere in the theater, more or less, just looking over his new weapon with a whetstone, sort of sharpening it a little bit here and there, and essentially, yeah, he doesn't really have much to do at the moment. He's sort of with his crew at at this exact moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spring. It's the morning, and you've woken up at the crossroads with Mickle.
Yep.
Blippus.
Uh, I've gone ahead and made breakfast for the two of us. And shortly after breakfast and cleaning all the things and putting them back into his pack, Spring would saddle up with Nickel and start heading towards the temple.
Okay, so from there, it's only about a half a day's ride to get up to the temple. So we can skip ahead to about midday for you.
All right.
And you start riding up the much more paved roads that are paved with kind of like a lighter stone toward the big gates. And as usual, there's some temple guard there. There's probably about 5 of them there 2 on each side of the gate and 1 in the middle.
And I'm gonna say looking around, probably 2 up on the gate itself. If it's the kind of like gate I'm thinking about, where
It's like a big portcullis gate.
Okay. Springwood right up to the gate slowly, before pulling on the reins to have his horse stop, and checking to see if the guards actually even approach him.
Yeah, the one who is off to the side in the middle walks up and goes, "Hi, what's your business?"
Oi, my friend here. He's needing his leg's been injured and is seeking healing from the temple. Spring would reach into his pack and pull out the entry permit documentation and hand it to the guard.
The guard very incredulously looks it over. He looks at like very close. He's an old looking owl, and he's like looking over it with his big eyes, and he's like feeling at the little wax stamp in the corner to make sure it's real, and then he licks it, and like kind of like smacks his lips a little, like, well, not lips, smacks his beak a little bit. All right, you can go through, but I don't think you're gonna get what you want.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, I guess. Spring would just retrieve his permit and place it back into a sack and ride on in after the gate's been opened.
Okay, so as you ride through, it's about midday, and okay, that's kind of funny. I just heard a clank in the background. I was about to say, the midday bell is going off.
It sounds like a spoon hitting a bowl.
Sounds like a very large spoon hitting a very big ball.
Ember's doing the dishes.
It sounds like Ember doing the dishes.
Oh God.
Okay, after
And
I'm
you
done-
see a whole bunch of the priests are walking toward the main sepulcher, or not sepulcher, sorry, the main ziggurat. The sepulchers below. But not all of them. It seems like some of the guards are some of the ones who have like slightly different kind of robes. There are some of them who have kind of a what would you call it? It's like a long rectangular piece of fabric with a head hole cut in it that basically drapes over their front and their back. Kind of like a poncho, but it's only like a strip.
Hmm.
And they don't appear to be headed that way. But it appears like everybody with the guards and those people are headed to the ziggurat.
Uh, hmm. Um, Spring would head over towards what he would assume is the stables for horses, and would dismount, extending a paw out to Nickel to help him down off the horse.
So you remember where the stables were, where Mikkel kind of pulled in around the side of the ziggurat. So I'd assume you go there?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're there, you see the only people there are a couple people who have the gray kind of robes, and some of them are holding like documents. It seems like they're kind of the assistants, people who vary messages or track inventory and stuff. But it seems the only person who is of above kind of an acolyte rank is, well, a very familiar face, a very familiar human face in a black purple robe, who opens his arms and says, "Welcome back! Are you here for your cleansing?
Spring would just tilt his head, be like, "No, good sir. I've already had my cleansing once before. I'm here to get some assistance for my friend here to help him with his limp."
Oh, well, hmm. I could direct you to one of the prayer rooms.
I legitimately thought he was just going to say, I could guide you to the cleansing room.
No.
Ac- Uh, Spring would head up to the guy and whisper in his ear that that he should direct his friend Nichols to the cleansing room.
You hear a very dark, low, kind of gravelly chuckle from the man.
Well, that sounded foreboding. Thank God I'm
Nichols,
not there.
this guy, this gentleman here, good friend, good friend. He'll show you to the place of healing. Yeah, of healing. I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat.
Roll deception.
Uh, roll deception. Let me open up my character sheet.
You
Which
monster.
I oh well, this isn't gonna work too well, but whatever.
Mikkel goes, oh, thank God my leg's been hurting ever since we did that long ride. Oh my God. I could really use a good rest and a bath. And you just hear the proctor go,
This man gets way too much pleasure out of this.
He's a pervert.
Spring just nods and heads over to the mess hall. Have fun.
Because I know somebody's going to have fun. Oh, God.
Poor
so
man.
you're looking for a mess hall?
Yeah, just somewhere where he can eat. Or actually, wait. No. I want to go find the guy to help me with my shepherd druid since I'm here. Might as well go ahead and get that taken care of.
Okay. So you'd be asking around for him?
Yeah.
So, one sec here. See if we can find any ambience for that.
Insert Monty Python's chanting.
I can't.
Priest.
I still can't believe I got a nat 20 on that.
Of all the things to get a fucking nat 20 on, lying to your friend is probably the best.
Oh, it, it's even better. That's my lifelong best friend.
Wow. You truly are a monster. I love it.
So you eventually come across somebody with kind of what looks kind of a crude clipboard. It's just like roughly hewn out of wood and has like kind of a string that's holding down some kind of parchments. And he's wearing a blue robe very similar to why am I forgetting his name immediately? I'm so bad with remembering names. Remus. It looks like Remus's robe, except it's got the kind of like tabard thing on it.
Okay. Um, I uh I approach him and hail him. Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, greetings.
Well, okay, gee, what was that priest's name? I forget his name.
Springhorn.
Uh, you wouldn't happen to I'm looking for someone by chance. You wouldn't happen to know where I could find him. Springhorn?
Oh, he's currently conducting the midday ceremonies.
And I God, what was that? What was that hall he was at? That I was at?
He would be in the temple garden.
Uh, oh right, I remember where that is. Uh, Spring would do kind of like the ceremonious bow. Uh,
Okay.
and uh, uh, thank you. I'll seek him out immediately. Thank you.
So, he does give you basic instructions and points you down a hallway. As you're walking, you don't come across a lot of people, just the odd person wearing that very specific uniform. Eventually, you come out to the temple garden, where the midday sun is causing all the trees to cast their shadows directly down, leaving a lot of the garden in full sunlight, where you can see all of the beautiful and exotic flowers. You can see that part of it is kind of this exotic flowering orchard. Uh, there's definitely water features. There's a small kind of creek that runs through it into a big pond that's surrounded with reeds and has a statue in the middle. And the statue appears to be of uh, like a large buck deer.
Uh,
But at the very center of this area is this huge blooming tree, and it's got these large kind of almost like a side plate sized flower that's kind of white at the inside and slowly gets pinker and pinker to the middle with a like bright yellow kind of spot in the center.
do I see Springhorn anywhere?
You can see a whole bunch of acolytes and a whole bunch of basically followers. And you can see Springhorn there, and he appears to be giving some kind of sermon.
Um, the Spring's going to attempt to just kind of like sneak his way up towards the sermon and just kind of like find a spot where he can silently listen without interrupting anything.
Is Rhythmbot not playing sound?
I don't hear anything.
Okay. Should be playing this.
Yeah, it's not playing, but I could do this.
Okay.
I'll just kind of... Right. There we go. Took care of it on my own. Okay, so I suppose I need to go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Are you trying to remain hidden?
Yes.
Okay. You can roll stealth. Okay. I'd say you beat everyone's passive perception, so you are currently hidden.
Alright. Spring just kind of finds a seat off where... Just kind of off where no one else notices and just kind of like sits there and listens to the sermon.
So, it appears to be a sermon on the relationship between the deer and the raven, and how life is a cycle that moves between life and death, and life and death, and life and death. Life from the loam, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite involved about even going into less palatable topics like the process of decay and how it creates soil. and how disrupting that cycle basically removes what he would refer to as life from the cycle, because that's material that can't be used again. And that by denying life to that cycle, um, you're essentially preventing future life. And that's why they don't like traditional burials. Um, Essentially, the idea being that if you're putting somebody preserved and wrapped in linens to try and keep the body good as long as possible, you're not returning things to the loam, and that's why they now practice charnel burials, aka removing everything but the bones.
Aha.
Yeet.
Spring just continues to silently just sit there and listen until the end of the ceremony.
Um, as it ends with another bell strike, um, a lot of the acolytes kind of go back about their business. Some of them go back to tending the garden, it seems like. But this garden is huge. It's probably about, I'd say, about 2 city blocks wide and probably about 4 long. This is a huge garden.
uh,
Who's riding a horse? And I hear
Lippy.
somebody clip clopping. Clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clip
I
clop.
was fidgeting with the controller.
uh,
That was the analog sticks.
as the acolytes break away, Spring stands up and moves up towards Springhorn and just greets him. Good afternoon, Springhorn.
Uh, the buck looks at you. He's got both his arms tucked into the sleeve of the other arm, so you can't see his hands. But he looks just as good as ever. He's still got these kind of like fine vines woven into his antlers that are producing these very small pink blossoms that kind of make his it kind of makes his antlers look like cherry tree branches. And he just gives you a very warm smile, and he says, "It's a pleasure to see you again."
It's a pleasure to see you again as well. I hope you have been well.
As well as one can be in such busy times.
I brought I brought nickel for some healing. Unfortunately, it appeared that our last skirmish, or well, training session, when he tripped and fell into the well, did a number on his leg, and figured I'd bring him in for some healing. And I figured while I was here, I'd stop in and see you if you had time.
Oh, I think I can make time.
I'd like to learn more about being a shepherd druid.
Hmm. I think your father had more aptitude than me, but he had other intentions in life. But I do suppose with my, let's say, experience, I do suppose I could teach you some things.
I greatly appreciate it.
I'm, hmm. I'm trying to think of where the best place to do this would be. Here in the garden, we don't. Well, after numerous complaints of deer in the hallways, I'm not allowed to keep many creatures here anymore. And I wouldn't dare think of keeping them in cages.
Whoopsies.
So I suppose we should maybe go for a wander.
After you.
He pulls his hands out from his very large billowy sleeves and picks up his kind of staff, which is, it looks like it was like grown into the shape it is, like it was sculpted from the wood magically, and it's got kind of a bulbous head with like a hole running right through the center of it, from which a leather cord hangs that has some feathers and other kind of little knickknacks like beads. And he just picks this thing up and starts walking with it, clearly using it as a walking stick. As you'd estimate he's probably in his mid 50s, but probably has seen a lot of combat considering his position,
Uh,
being that, his job is to go out into the woods and make sure that balance is kept in nature on the island.
right. Let's go ahead and pause Spring for now and go back over to the others.
Okay, going in order, it's KTP's turn.
Oh, back to me again.
Yes, back to
If you
the
I
don't
was
have something, we can get back to you.
um I was Kib does want to do some shopping, but the only thing I know is that the staff he has, was it something he washed up ashore with?
Yes.
I feel like he'd like to get a new one, but implement something that he has into the staff. Like, that stone he has?
Mm-hmm.
He wants his. He doesn't. He knows it's important to him, so he wants it to be part of his staff.
Okay.
Because currently he just has it tied to it. He wants it to be more than just tied to it. So like it be the type focus type thing of it.
We just
I
look
mean,
at.
it's not actually a focus, I know that, but I mean, like, he wants it to be like, how some staffs have like a focus on them.
Yeah, it's an arcane
That's
focus.
Yeah. He wants it to be like that, even though it's not an arcane focus. Unless we could call it an arcane focus, seeing as how he's got such a deep connection to it. But
It
I
would
don't know if
probably
that's how
have
it
to be
works.
modified with something magical to do that.
Yeah, probably so. And he doesn't. I doubt I have nearly enough money for that. Because he also wants to get a set of pan flute. Yes, he's a fucking stereotypical satyr. He needs his pan flute because he can play the fuck out of it. Because apparently I have proficiency in that.
Well, to the next
Because
level, he could always find a pipe organ designed in a similar way.
and I did look it up. Pan food is apparently 12 gold.
Ah. Well, there's no guarantee that that's the price you're going to get.
Of course.
You could always make it out of river wheat,
River
river
wheat?
reeds, if you have the
Liver
time.
wheat.
Play the pipes, get high.
Yes, I'm committing grammatical worm crimes, aren't I?
Listen here, you little shit. It's not your turn.
Hey.
You shut up.
Hey, you
Now-
mock me, I'll mock you back.
Speaking of things like that, Sal tried to say explore and exploit to me the other day, but what he ended up saying was explort. And I just wanted to share that with you because it's magic. Explort.
Oh no! Is that they're the ones who was watching the movie when I came in last Wednesday, way late?
But what?
Is that who was it that you said that said that?
Sal.
That's the person I met last week, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
They were watching a movie.
Oh yes. It was
Okay,
that.
then yeah, I know who that is then.
Ow.
Okay, so I'd say your staff probably from being in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's probably made of driftwood at this point.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to get him a new staff.
Ow!
Stop
That
it.
hurt. My brains are trying to escape through my nostrils.
What brains?
I'm gonna bite you.
You had that one coming. Oh, apparently I got an emo because of Kazuma Fox's subscription.
Anyway,
Yeah. So yeah, how much will a new staff run me?
Oh, let me look.
I will be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quickly while it's Skip's turn.
Okay.
Okay.
technically, doesn't Kib need to go shopping?
That's what I'm trying to do. He's getting some nice shopping therapy done. After everything he's been through, he needs it.
Retail therapy.
Yeah. I can see it now. Kib's just walking down the avenue, shoving bags on both arms, sipping a nice latte.
Oh God.
I don't know why that visual image came to mind, but I saw it. It won't go away now.
I could make it.
Oh God, please don't.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh God, what have I
Do
done?
it, do it, do it, do it.
I would do it, but I don't have my sound pad open. Otherwise, I just bonk him.
Has a nice hollow ring to it, eh?
Yeah.
And the drink he's sipping is from Star Bleats.
Okay, so you're gonna go out to the market?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a new staff and maybe a pan flute.
Okay, so as I stated last time, it's usually easy to find a market. They're usually in the widest streets that you can find.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just follow, trying to find the biggest streets you can and finding which way people are generally walking to and from the
Mm-hmm.
most, like wherever there's the most traffic, you could probably find a market.
Yay.
So as you stumble across this market, you find a kind of a big open area. It's got a large statue of two people dancing in the middle. It's right in front of a church. There's several like ropes with tassels hanging down as decorations. You literally remembered the name of them the other day, and I can't freaking remember it. Like the ropes with little triangular flags hanging down from them.
Pennants.
Pennants. There's big pennants everywhere, except for one that is conspicuously missing.
Oh
Which
no.
is right above a kind of a clothing stall, which is right next to a kitchen supply stall.
Kib's going to raise his hood. I assume he has a hood on his cloak. He's raising his hood. He's going to hide his face as best as he can, because after what he just learned. Oh no. Hold on, let me see if I have a spell for this. Fuck, I don't have a disguise self spell.
Roll
Or
stealth.
I would have used it if I had a disguise self.
Roll stealth. In plain sight here, I get, and especially in your clothes, kind of conspicuous. So I'm going to say a DC 14.
Fuck.
So as you walk in, some guy stops you and goes, "Boy, are you related to that guy who fell down from the pennant the other day?
Nope. Just doing shopping. Nope.
Boy, you
Nope.
really look like him. Except you don't really seem the type who'd wear a leather coat. So it couldn't be you.
I feel insulted. I'm going to walk away now. He does. He actually says it out loud. He didn't mean to, but he said it out loud.
Oi,
Nope. He's
if you
hurrying
see
away.
him, tell him to... I wanted to buy him a beer.
Kim stops and distracts for a second, but no. Then he carries on. No, kids. Bad things happen when you drink. No.
The devil on Kib's shoulder is like, but drink.
The angel's like, also, but drinks.
You need to
'Cause he-
scrumpy.
Because he's got Cedar, Angel, and Devil. They both want drinks. I feel like this is what dwarves go through as well.
So as you're walking, you do see one store that has a music note kind of cut out of wood and painted on the front of the store.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the store is like kind of carved into the sign and stained a darker color than the rest of the wood, and it just says Muse.
Huh. Uninspiring name, but it has a music note. This probably has what I want. He's going in.
Inside, you see an elven woman. She's got long black hair, kind of a dark olive skin, and green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting behind the counter in kind of like a kind of a white robe with a kind of a gold brooch that's holding it, like clipping it together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's instruments along the walls, and she's currently tightening the strings on a lute.
Kib is... He's probably... He can't remember if he ever seen this many instruments in one place, but he knows he hasn't seen one since he came here. Because I highly doubt Wayorn has a music shop.
It definitely does not.
I wouldn't imagine so. Does he see a section for woodwinds?
Yes, there's a section of stringed instruments. There's some drums in one area. There's some kind of brassy instruments. There's some woodwinds.
KTP likes that brass instruments. He used to play one.
And there's also sections with it's kind of a scroll rack, which you can assume is full of sheet music.
Yeah. If I was a huge dick, I would have had Kib's proficiency of musical instruments be a bagpipe, but I wasn't a huge dick.
You just have one. I mean, what?
You don't know. You don't know. There's the whole trope of nerds having those, so he could be one of those. He could be one of those stereotype nerds.
You are also satyrs, so
This is true.
No. True nerds have electric violins.
I thought true nerds had electric accordions.
Anyway,
He will start browsing the woodwinds because he doesn't want to interrupt Lady tightening the strings or anything.
she does appear to be watching you, and she does give you a smile as you're watching or as you're looking, browsing. And
He'll smile back.
on the wall, you can find several kinds of pan flutes. There's one that's just made out of what appears to be thick reeds.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's made actually out of bone.
Oh.
And then there's one that's made, it looks like it's made out of a very light polished brass.
Hmm. And I'm assuming those are probably the most expensive ones.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the reed is the cheaper ones.
Assumedly, for cost of materials.
Right.
Well, there goes my fucking day.
What?
Uh-oh. What happened?
Everything
Hello.
okay, Kaz?
No, not particularly.
What's going on?
Do we need to do our intermission?
I think my my fucking 2DS is fucking bricked.
Fuck.
Oof.
Oh. That's not good.
Fucking, I did an official firmware update. I didn't even think about it, and now my system won't boot at all, and don't know how to
Oh.
and I don't know how to fix it. So I have a permanently dead 2DS, and guess what? Nintendo doesn't fucking sell
Work
anymore.
anymore.
So
Oof.
I don't have a 2DS now. Fucking
I think it's
fantastic.
time for service order.
I can't. It's out of warranty. And not only
Yeah.
that, but I fucking hacked my firmware.
Oh. Well,
Oof.
there might be a guide for that somewhere, but that might be something to explore a bit later. But
Yeah.
that really does suck, dude.
Yeah, now I can't play
You have.
Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. I thought I cleaned it out when I did a factory reset on the system. Oh well, continue on. I'm gonna go sob in the fucking background with the muted microphone.
Oh. You have my condolences for what it's worth. I feel like he probably owned one, had a pan flute back where he came from.
Yes.
Can I roll to see if any of these three types strikes him as familiar?
Yes.
What would that be?
I don't think that you need to really roll so much, as you can recognize all three would probably be. It doesn't seem weird to have the instrument be any of those three materials.
Okay. I
Uh,
feel like from what his job was, he probably would have had the cheaper of the three.
yeah.
Today is Wednesday. Duh,
Okay.
KTP. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I was taking the right day's medicine. Which I don't know why I would do, because it's all the same. But anyway, um, he will pick up one of the read ones, look it over, and then bring it up to the counter.
So the elven woman gives you a smile, and she says, "Oh, is that going to be all today? Would you like any music to play on that?"
No, thank you. It's just this. I feel like I might know some, but I want to see if I do before I try, because I don't even know if I know how to read it music anymore.
Oh, are you a new arrival?
New-ish. I've not had one of. I know I had one of these before. It feels familiar. I just haven't had access to one since I've been here. He's been here about a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about a month, but I've been down in Wayward, and this is my first time being in an actual music shop. Well, here at least. I'm sure I've been to one before. Or maybe I made one.
Well, if you need lessons,
Hmm.
you can always come back here. I do actually offer tutoring.
I will keep that in mind, thank you. Um, how much?
Hmm. For a new arrival, I'd say 10 gold pieces.
Um, Kib's going to dig the tin gold out of his pouch, go,
Um,
and give her tinkle. That was KTP doing stupid words, trying to say things. But Gabe will pass over Tingle to her.
I miss her 10 gold as Tingle. I just imagine handing over.
Yeah, I'm giving her that strange little elf dude from Zelda series.
You just slide over a copy of Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land.
Here, please take this from me. I will pay you.
That would be interesting to stream.
Oh God, I feel like someone has.
So, she takes the gold and she puts it into her lockbox and locks it again and says, you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Come
He's going to start to leave, but then realize he left the pamphlet on the counter. Hurry back, take it, and leave. I have actually done that before.
Oh god, me too.
Yee. Aw. Mushy stuff. Ew. But then he'll go find himself a new staff. If he can find one of those that's not near the clothing store or the kitchenware shop. Because the further away from those two places, the less likely he is to be recognized. He feels.
Insecure. So,
I just realized I don't actually have a fucking staff.
you forgot to put one in your inventory?
Uh huh.
No, you have an arcane focus, which is a staff.
Oh, okay. Okay. That works. That's right, I do have an arcane focus. It's at the top thing in my inventory.
So, looking around, there's several kind of like. There's not like a magic items store. That's probably not something you'd find most places.
Yeah.
Because those would be exceptionally rare usually. But there are curios stores, and they have curiosities, is the way they'd put it.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible adventure to happen. Let's go. I am terrified of what I will find in one of those stores, so take us in.
So, the first one that you find, you walk in, and the first thing that you notice is everything is shiny. Every
Oh,
single thing in this store has something shiny about it.
the raccoon in me loves this store.
And at the very back, you spy a small figure in a hood who's literally sitting on the counter cross-legged.
Huh. Does it look if there's any staffs in here? Because if there's not, Kib's going to just slowly back out and close the door behind him.
Roll investigation. Because there's stuff piled high. Like, everything is kind of disorganized. But in
Showing
one
how
corner, you see a barrel that's full of staves that all have various shiny parts on them. Also around the store, you can see kind of tins that once contained wax that have just been like discarded. It looks like somebody has been very intently polishing everything in the store.
I feel like I don't want to buy anything in this store. Kib's going to like give give one of those nervous waves goodbye as he leaves. Like, hi, uh, and yeah, he's. I don't feel comfortable buying anything from that store.
No,
It's just no.
you don't want anything from the shiny store.
The raccoon does, but Gib does not. uh, so yeah, he'll move on to the next store. that he can find, if he can find one.
So there's one other curio store that you find, but it's very small. It's kind of
Mhm.
just a corner building.
I mean, Kib is also very small. He'll feel right at home.
And when you walk in the door, what you find is most of it is kind of large objects like furniture, a lot of antiques, but there's
Oh.
also shelves with like little bits and baubles.
Ah.
It seems much more tidy than the other place. There's also a kind of a set of racks at the back of like behind the counter
Mhm.
where you can see there's actually a couple weapons that look antique.
Mhm.
One of them is a staff that's made
Oh.
out of. It's actually metallic. It's made of a very worn brass.
Ooh, that could conduct electricity.
And at the very back, like behind the counter, you see somebody who's the kind of opposite of the last merchant you saw. It's somebody very, very big who looks like they're struggling to sit in a normal sized chair.
I like this. The other shop was big, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I like it. I like this. This amuses the KTP.
And the person in there, they've got kind of this faunish appearance. They've got like kind of a reddened nose that is kind of shaped slightly. It's kind of like a mix between a human nose and like a kind of a deer's nose. And they've got these kind of like little ears, like little deer ears on the top. And this person's probably 9 feet tall,
Is this a
and
furbolg?
tucking his elbows in as he sits in this little wooden chair.
Out of character, this is a furbolg, isn't it?
Yes.
I love it. I'm definitely buying from this store. Kip will Kip feels actually feels a little intimidated from how tall they are because they're still taller than him they're sitting down.
Yes.
He will he's gonna wring his hands a bit as he approaches because he's nervous.
Hello.
Hi. Is that the only staff you have, or is there more?
This is everything I have. I don't have room for a storeroom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. How much is the staff?
I'd say 25 gold.
Part of me wants to try to haggle because charisma is so good, but on the other hand, I don't want to risk pissing off the only person I can buy a staff from because I am not buying from Shiny Store. I will pay the 25 gold.
Okay, so he puts the staff down. I'd like you to make an Arcana check.
Hold on, I gotta do math real quick. Okay, I have 74. Arcana, I can do that. Chow. I can't do that. Oh wait, I'm proficient in Arcana. Does that change anything?
You get to add your proficiency bonus, which you did.
Okay.
So you look at it, it looks like a completely ordinary staff, other than the fact it's made out of brass. And the head on the staff is kind of a it actually kind of looks like the top of a queen chess piece.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I have a what was it made out of? Brass?
Yeah.
Brass staff with head like a chess queen. That's not how I spell queen, damn it. There's 2 E's in that.
Quen.
I sent you something better, KTP.
Uh-oh.
D&D server.
Let's see. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yep, it's a total warm crime.
Listen here, you little shit.
Total
Keep saying that.
Warhammer 2.
So, Kib is going to, until he knows more about the staff, does not feel comfortable attaching anything to it. So he's just going to remove his, the stone from the, that he's tied to his old staff. Instead, he's going to, you don't happen to have any twine or anything, do you?
You see as the big furball kind of like cranes down super far to look under the counter.
I feel
You see
bad
him
for
rummage
asking.
around with his big hams, his big old hams, and then you see with two fingers, like between his index finger and his thumb, he pulls out a piece of twine very carefully and puts it on the counter.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I speak of I think.
Eh?
Uh, yeah. How much would you want for the twine?
You can have it.
I feel bad, so I'm gonna pass him another gold. I know that's way more than a twine costs, but I feel bad for making him bend down to look under stuff.
Dude,
He
you are paying.
buys the piece of gold back and says, "Don't worry, twine came with Frendar's lunch."
Um, okay. He's going to tie the twine to this what he'd already had used to tie the thing to his staff, and he's going to make it an impromptu little handmade necklace out of it. And for now, he's going to wear his little stone as a necklace so he doesn't lose it,
Okay.
because he wants it on him, but he doesn't want to put it away.
Blippis.
And so that's his shopping done. I can't think of
Did you
shush
pay
you.
the Furbolg?
I did.
Okay. So
I thought I did.
He
Yeah,
takes the gold and he takes out his little lockbox that all the merchants seem to have. He unlocks, he very carefully opens this little box, and you see
It's a
he takes
tiny
one
key.
coin at a time and puts it in,
Oh
and then
no!
he closes it, and he turns the key, and you hear snap, and
Oh
then he
no!
looks down at the box and goes, "Oh no."
Kimbo says it. Oh no! Hold on. Let me see. Oh no! I don't have anything that can help with this. I'm a sorcerer, not a wizard. I don't have prestidigitation or anything. I don't have anything that can help him. He's like, I'm so sorry. I don't have.
You're
It
breaking
feels-
KTP.
Kim feels so bad. He doesn't know how to handle the situation. He thinks for a second. He's frantic for a second. Then he's busy stepping out of the store. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Potato.
So that's 1 second level spell gone for the day.
What did you cast?
I just cast Missy Step to get out of the store after apologizing. I'm sorry. Missy steps out of the store.
We have broken KTP.
Uh, uh, I can't think of anything else he would need. I mean, he can't wear armor. Um, Potions are probably handled by the temple, I would assume.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so I can't really get any of those.
You can always look.
I could.
Technically, if you need potions.
True.
There are crafting rules for certain kinds of potions.
Yeah.
You need an herbalism kit to make really mundane potions like healing potions. In order to make like really like crazy magical effects like water breathing, you need an
Mhm.
alchemist kit.
Right.
And a lab can make it a lot easier.
What does a dog have to do with anything?
Lab.
I know.
Laboratory, you twat.
All I can think of is Plankton going, SpongeBob, behold, this is my lab. And this is my laboratory.
That sure was a plankton voice.
The Krabby Patty secret formula. That's the best
But
Plankton I can do.
yeah, that was much better.
He sounds like Cell. He sounds like Cell from Dragon Ball. He does.
Kip's gonna look around, see if he can find anywhere that. Hold on, sorcerers can use scrolls, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's gonna see if he can find anywhere that is. He highly doubts he'll find one, but he's gonna see if he can find a store that sells scrolls or anything.
So
Like of the magic variety.
the only places that you can probably find that would sell something like that are the two curio shops.
Yeah, I'm not going back in there to either shop. He has embarrassed himself in one, and the other one scares him. I don't know what it is. He's just scared of something that small and something in such a big store, and everything's so shiny. He's scared he's going to try to polish his horns or something.
Oh no, that sounds dirty.
It wasn't meant to be.
How do we know with you, KTP?
Because I say things without thinking. I don't intend things to be dirty.
Dude, you are the biggest pervert in this group. This group, you're the biggest pervert in this group aside from Kaz.
I mean, I feel like that's unwarranted, but fair.
Oh, believe me,
Also-
entirely warranted him.
Also, arguably false.
Do you think you can? You think you're worse?
I put satyrs to shame.
You'll have to prove that one later.
So yeah, Kip's probably gonna go find. How close is this this village to a beach? Is it like close
It's
to one?
right. It's literally right on the water, and they've literally built out onto the water with retaining walls.
Okay, is there like a section of the beach that looks like it's not? I guess where he can be alone. Ish.
In town, there's usually going to be at least a couple people like walking around in the streets. There's no actual beach. It's just you come up to the water, and it's a stone wall drop down into the water with dock sticking out.
Well, what if he goes like a little ways, not too far out of town, because I don't want to be so far out that I'm in danger, but on an actual sandy beach.
You'll find a gravel beach if
That's
you go
close enough.
to the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And he's gonna take out his new pan flute and attempt to play it.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
Would since I am proficient in this, what's an attribute? What attribute do I put?
Charisma, I'll say.
Okay. Wow. Oh, better than I expected.
Okay. So you pull out your pan flute and you start practicing, and you slowly like get to build a rhythm, and you're playing a cute little tune,
Yay!
and eventually it just turns into the credits theme from the original Zelda as you go.
Oh, you bitch. Well, Kib doesn't know what that is, so he feels accomplished for doing something original-ish. I am adding a pan flute to my inventory, and you are all going to suffer.
And before someone from this real world ending up there, and they go like, "I know that song."
It's like that movie where this guy wakes up from a coma and the Beatles never existed.
Oh my god. Let's see. So yeah. Should I add that staff to my inventory? Just like new staff, who it is, or does that count as my arcane focus now?
Put Arcane Focus Bronze Staff in like
Okay.
brackets. What are you
I'll
doing
just-
with your old staff?
It's still technically an arcane focus. If he had thought about it, he would have given it to the Herbold, but he did not think of it. So he still has it for now because he doesn't know what to do with it.
Okay, so you have 2 of them and they both weigh 4 pounds.
Oh, this arcane focus didn't have weight to it, so
Okay, actually obviously the brass one is probably going to weigh more, so I'm going to say the brass one is 8 pounds.
okay. So I'll
It's a
put
hefty staff.
4 for the. Oh god, that's 40. No. Old staff, and I will unequip that and add arcane focus brass queen staff. And you said 8 pounds?
Yes, for that one.
Okay, and it'll be equipped.
Equipment.
Seeing as how it's technically a staff, should I just add a staff and then change the name of it?
Yes.
So that way I
Yeah.
could have that way I can bonk people with it.
Yeah, you can blork people with it.
We're supposed to bonk people with stabs anyway.
Okay, there's an actual staff and then there's quarter staff. Which one should I add?
Staff.
No, this does not have. This would not have any attack or anything to it. It's just an item.
So it would have the equivalent of a quarter staff then.
Okay, so I'll just add a quarter staff to my inventory and just change the name of it
Yeah.
and the weight from 4 pounds to 8 pounds. Rename it to brass queen
Quarter staff does more
staff.
damage than a staff. A staff does 1d4 on hit.
So should I just?
I'm changing it up in your inventory.
Oh, okay. Well, I just things are happening.
I just changed the damage values in the inventory to match up with what a staff should be.
Oh, okay. So I will go ahead and change the name of it now. Brass Queen Staff Arcane Focus. And it will be in the parentheses. And I will get rid of the other one. So that way I don't have 2 8-pound things in my pocket. Well, I guess
you still
3.
do have, yeah.
You saw what I did there.
Yes, I saw it quite well.
Stop staring.
No.
Not for you. But yeah. So he will just sit out on the beach for a while playing the pan flute, possibly feeling emotions, because this might.
There you go.
I see what you've done now. I hear what you've done there. This might I don't know how well this would stir any memories or anything with him, but he's just out there playing his little pan flute by himself. Yeah, we can move on from him for now.
Let's shift focus.
Yay. I have to go pee now.
Well,
I'll be back.
Lorgans, what are you doing?
Currently he's just basically finishing up all the details with the with the lighting and everything else. But well, he already did that. He's probably just going over the creation of how those candles works in the back room.
So, basically, what the merchant has done is he's produced a glass bottle of red oil, and he just shows it to you and swirls around it. He says, "This is a waste product of ember refining."
Ah,
You're aware of how one makes soaps, correct?
yeah, soap. I'm
Well,
assuming you mean through the sopification of fats and oils.
that too. When you mix lime with oil, well, instead of using tallow, if you use this, you create something that doesn't so much make bubbles as it mimics the texture of beeswax. But when made into a candle, I did calculate it once. These will take 5,332 years to burn out.
Well, I guess that means you definitely have to extinguish them when you don't need them. Otherwise, you're going to have yourself a fire hazard.
The curious thing about them is that they can't light other things on fire.
Now, that is good.
They also
Oh,
don't need oxygen. They work underwater.
well, then how do you snuff them?
You simply have to, and you see he lights up a candle with, he can actually use prestidigitation, you see, as he swirls his hand around the candle. He just puts his fingers on the wick, and it goes out.
So, just the regular, in other words.
Yes, and it won't burn you.
Lovely. Interesting properties different materials have.
Yes, but do keep in mind that you will need pure lime for this. Any lower quality, and it just doesn't come out correctly. I dare say that my first couple attempts ended up more like bad quality dynamite.
Now, that could be useful. Again, with refining of exactly how the chemical process that goes into that. Because I certainly know a lot of things that could benefit from explosive force. And not necessarily always a liquid variety. Or should I say magical.
Well, I'm afraid I should probably get back to my business now that I've passed this knowledge on to you.
Mm-hmm. That said, though, keep in mind if you do attempt to make any lights yourself, be very careful and wear insulating gloves. Otherwise, the experience could be quite hair-raising.
Luckily for me, I don't have any.
Well, I'd still say you might want to avoid. Let's just say that it's a bit of a way to forcibly reorient yourself with electrical shock.
You see, as he taps his box and the lid opens up. He puts a couple things of his own from inside into it, closes it up, and gives you a bow. Like a very, very fancy bow. One arm out to the side, one right at his waist as he bows very elegantly.
Mm-hmm. Have a lovely day.
You too. And he walks his way out of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
This strange little box behind him.
Boxity, boxity. Yeet.
What else are you going to be doing now?
Well, at this point, it's mostly just getting everything put together and seeing if she has determined what I forgot her name.
Yeah, here's the thing. I forgot her name too, and I'm thinking of just going with Maria because it seems like a very fitting name for her.
That works.
And I'm just going to write it down in my list of NPC names that I'm now using to make sure I never forget them.
I still remember some of my NPCs.
I have a very hard time with names. That's why I have to hear somebody's name 50 times before I remember it.
Yeah, I don't think we actually. If she gave a name, I didn't write it down.
Name's
But yeah,
Maria.
I go ahead and say we've got most of the things we'd need for a show up. I think since we do not have everything fully operational for a kitchen, we might at least temporarily invite a chef of your choosing to temporarily set up and sell whatever he wants to for that. In our little kitchenette area, should they wish. And you might want to find a performance that you think would be a suitable act for an opening night.
I think her kind of eyes would light up as she has an idea. What about if, I think I know exactly what I want to sing.
Mm-hmm. And as things go on, we can see about maybe expanding it from simple singing to perhaps even plays.
That would require more actors, and I don't particularly know any, well, who would probably be willing to stick around here.
Time shall tell. After all, an active theater should, of course, attract the necessary talent. I don't know how many theaters there actually are on the island.
Probably 2 at most.
Needless to say, this one is probably the only one within quite a large range.
I know there's another theater up in Outlook Town. That's where some of the other performers came from.
Ah, interesting. We shall see how it turns out. That said, make sure, of course, you have a requisition list and everything else. We don't need to, I imagine, get too complicated with some of the aspects of this. At least early on.
Well, I dare say I'll start getting ready. I have to write up dance routines and figure out the list of songs, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I shall retire to my dressing room for that.
Very well. I go ahead and check and see how the repairs, the more necessary repairs, are going.
So it seems like the kind of main lobby area, or not the main lobby, the main hallway has been cleared out. All the glass is gone. The kitchen's been cleaned thoroughly. The stairs leading up to the next floor are cleared. There's no longer a whole pile of furniture there.
Yeah.
If you go up to the second floor, it seems like most of the rooms on the second floor have been tidied up. There's a kind of a small rope that's roping off the third floor, though. It seems that area is not quite ready.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Excellent. Everything seems to be coming along well. This is good. So, that being said, I go ahead and make sure that there's nothing that's needed to continue the work and finish what needs to be done for opening. And I'm assuming that it probably would be within range for her to be able to have that first thing happen within a week.
Yes. So, is everybody okay if we do a little bit of a time skip here?
Sure. I am.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Kazuma?
Kazuma. Sheppy.
Do whatever you want.
Itty bitty sheppy butt. You there?
I think I heard him say do whatever you want, but I'm not entirely sure if that was him or someone else.
I didn't hear a word from him.
That's, I heard him say that, yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Have we taken intermission yet?
No.
I think we probably should, so we, because I think we might need it.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Do let's.
So, yeah. Could we put up our intermission screen?
Yeah.
You okay, Sheppy?
Meh.
So we've decided that we're going to end the session here, and we're going to do a time skip at the beginning of next session to get us all into one place so we can continue the adventure.
I refuse. Keep staying on the beach forever.
Okay, no adventure for Kip.
All right.
The beach will be his
Gibbs is now
adventure.
retired.
KGP, I'm going to need you to turn in a new character sheet by next week.
Like, I have to do homework? Fuck. Kib will join you then.
You derp.
But yeah.
I mean, Kib could stay home and teach the kids how to actually do math and stuff.
Yeah, but his player can't do math and stuff, so that's not going to work.
He'll just become.
By the
Kib will just be an
by the-
NPC, a very
Yeah.
drunk NPC.
by the way, what the fuck happened to Remus? I forgot to ask that.
Remus has just been kind of vibing this whole time while you guys are doing other stuff.
Probably
Oh, no.
also doing his research at a nice little pace where he's not being harassed.
I'm imagining he's in one of the rooms of the theater, just like. Let me find a GIF of exactly what he's doing.
Vibing.
Memes.
I don't think that's stream safe, T.
No.
TOST. TOS.
This is what he's doing.
TOS.
Well,
What is he doing? I'm in the hammock with the cat.
Looking memes.
I'm gonna have to.
I'll take a look soon. But yeah, I really do think that if KTP tried to summon a demon with Kib, he'd end up summoning a lemon.
Yeah, no, you're right. It would.
Oh my God! Seriously, he's doing conspiracy stuff.
Yes.
God.
And if I had thought about it, instead of going to the beach, Kib would have gone and helped him with the conspiracy stuff.
Because Kib.
Well, it's
Kib himself has a conspiracy, so.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, he's been conspiring to be cute.
What? Who told you?
He's also been conspiring to do warm crimes.
Listen here.
Kib is a warm crime.
I mean, I feel like he probably did commit a couple of crimes while drunk, but apparently he got away with them.
Yeah, it's because nobody would believe that you would wear a leather jacket.
I feel like that's becoming a thing. Whenever he needs to do a disguise now, he's just gonna put on the jacket like, who's that?
It's like
Biker
Sailor
Satyr.
Moon's tiaras.
Do what?
It's like Sailor Moon. She puts on a tiara and nobody recognizes her.
You're right. Or
How does that
or,
even work?
Or Superman puts on glasses and no one recognizes him.
Yeah, but you're not as cool as Superman.
I mean, I'm wearing a leather jacket. I'm as cool as Clark Kent.
Clark Kent isn't cool. He's a nerd.
Oh. Oh.
Anyways, T, anything else you'd like to say?
I would like to say,
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Kazuma, you're presh. You're 100% presh. I'd like to say, Remy, I need to snuggle you more. You're fucking presh.
Remy is
Morgans,
adorable.
you're a dork. And KTP, keep on with them warm crimes.
Oh.
Yeah. Just refer to your boyfriend as a dork.
I'm allowed to be mean to you.
KTP will continue to do warm crimes until the end of time.
Listen here.
The warmest of crimes.
The warmest of times.
Warmest of crimes is me smiling. That's why I don't do it.
Do you have like a bad smile? Does Kib just like pull his lips back and smile, and all of his teeth are just like jagged?
Oh, we're talking about Kib. I thought we were talking about me.
Both.
Because y'all said KTP. I feel like Kib would have a nice smile if he smiled. He just too nervous energy to do it.
He just blips at everything.
He probably does. Unless he faints at it.
No,
You know what?
no,
Maybe
he
he'll
fa-
eventually get Flaw fainting goat.
he'll faint, and then during the faint he'll blep.
You're like, meh! Meh.
You're all precious. I'm so glad I have you.
Ah,
Uh,
I'm so glad you haven't chosen to run away. Although it's not the smartest decision you've ever made.
I am not a clever man. No one has ever accused me of such.
Too late now.
One of us. One
One
of
of
us.
us. Google gobble, Google gobble.
Where's
You're
this
a dork.
Google Gobble coming from?
That's the rest of it. That's the
Huh.
whole thing. Is one of us. One of us. Google gobble, Google gobble. Something like that.
What's
What the
it
fuck did
from?
that
Are you
even
saying?
mean?
Let me see. One of us. Gobble. It is from Freaks, 1932.
Huh.
One of us, Google gobble, Google gobble.
I see.
One of
I
us,
don't
we
know.
accept her.
Weird. I guess the only freak movie I know is Freaked with an ED.
Well, it's
What about
1932.
what about Freaky Friday?
Nah. Oh, that reminds me. There was a really fucked up and weird movie. You know the movies from the late 80s, early 90s that just had this really weird vibe to them?
Let's wrap up.
yeah.
And then we can talk movies.
Sure.
So let's all take a bow.
Scream!
Nobody can see my bow.
I bow.